Treaties form the foundation of the relationship between the First Nations of the land we now call Canada and the European newcomers. The treaties can also be viewed as part of the foundation of Canada's legal system. Without treaties, the right of Britain and later Canada to settle the land could be called into question.
The rule of law is a very basic sort of fundamental part of our society, and always was before and after the Constitution. It's what distinguishes a society like ours from, one that may be run by a dictator. The rule of law is probably, one of the main reasons why we have treaties today, because the government had to recognize the law of Canada, the common law of Canada, that said that the prior possessors of the land had rights to their land. And they weren't able to just ignore those because they had to abide by the law.
The formal legal relationship between First Nations and the British began with the Royal Proclamation of 1763, which recognized First Nations rights to their own lands. The proclamation was passed at the end of the 7 Years' War between the British and the French, which saw First Nations allied with the French. The proclamation was a way to avoid further hostilities and gain First Nations trust, an important precursor to continue colonization. The proclamation made it mandatory that treaties be made between the Crown and the First Nations to access First Nations land.
When the European nations first came to Canada, and they very much depended on the First Nations to help them survive here, there was definitely not a paternalistic attitude at that time. It was, it was a nation to nation and a partnership.